What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, everyone? Coming to you live at Honolulu in Hawaii. Man, it's been a blessed day spending time with family. I'm at a resort right now, so I won't be doing any lives until probably Monday. But I'll do this live right now, but everything else, live games, until I get back away from the resort on Monday, then I'll start doing that, like we've been doing this whole week. But today we're going to talk about Jackson State versus UL Monroe. I want everybody to know, I know ULM has not won a game in a while, but they're going to be playing at home. They're going to be playing with heavy hearts. Make sure to hit the like button. And they do have size. ULM is a bigger team than Jackson State, even though Jackson State has more talent. I would like for Jackson State to be more creative on defense. The defense has done a good job, but I want them to mix it up a bit. I know they play a 2-5 defense, meaning 2 defensive linemen and 4 to 5 linebackers, depending on what the opposing offense is running. But for this game, since there are multiple, if I'm Jackson State, I'm using more D linemen in this game. So I would be using Cornus Miller, Anton Owen, and also have the freshman Ketron Evans as the bookends for the interior, and then have one outside linebacker, which is James Houston, to cause pressure. That's what I would do. ULM has an offensive coordinator who's very well known, Rich Rodriguez. He likes to spread it out. He likes to give the ball in space to athletes. His son, Rhett Rodriguez, is a dual threat. They must key in on him so he doesn't pull off any big runs. Shout out to Big Spell One. He says, I think one of the Bowden kids is coach at ULM. Yeah, Terry Bowden. Now, here's the crazy part. Terry Bowden was very honest in his press conference. And I quote, he stated this, and I don't think he was doing coach speak either. He said that Jackson State, they do have a more talented team than ULM. But here's the thing. If Jackson State don't do the things they're supposed to do, if Jackson State turns over the ball early, if Jackson State doesn't read their keys and calls penalties, if Jackson State doesn't pursue like they usually do, if they just blitz and don't read their keys, then it could be a long game. This is not the game for Jackson State to be, okay, you get a couple penalties and say, oh, we're going to get it going in the second half. There may not be a second half if they do that. This is a big game. I don't think a FCS team has beaten the FBS team in a while. And yes, ULM is probably one of the last place teams in the Sun Belt Conference, but the Sun Belt is very good. So you know ULM is going to be desperate to win this game at all costs, because there may not be that many games they can win in that brutal conference. Now, I'm trying to let y'all know, man. Shout out to TB. He said DJ broadcasting from his mansion. I see. No, I'm in Honolulu. I'm at a resort with my family. I wanted to do the game stream today, but I can't because I don't have much time to do it. But what I'm going to do is give you guys what I think before the game starts, and then my thoughts after the game. So I'm going to be doing that. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to share the content with your friends and family. There's going to be heavy hearts in this game. Terry Bowden, the son of the legendary Bobby Bowden of Florida State, he's going to play with honor. He's going to coach with honor today. He's going to give it all he has, and his players are going to play hard for him. This will be a game where a couple plays may go the other way. And for those who are saying this will be a blowout for either team, no. I don't see that. These teams got pride, man. They don't want no FCS team coming in there beating them. So Jackson State, they're going to take Jackson State seriously. Jackson State is built like an FBS team. They know this. Their coach has been telling them this all through practice. UL Monroe had 2 weeks off. So they're going to be very prepared. They're going to use their tight ends more. I know they looked at film and see some areas they could use a tight end. Now, Shiloh, he may not be the best coverage guy. I don't think he's bad at coverage. I think Shiloh's solid in coverage. But he doesn't cover like DeJon Warren and those corners. But he'll lay the wood. And if you're a ball carrier for ULM, you got to make sure you hold that ball. Because headache game, when he hits you, he make your soul split you, man. He's that dude. Shout out to Between the Game Sports. He says they only giving Jackson State a 3% chance to win. No better time to prove people wrong. Yeah, this is a time to rise above the hate, my brothers and sisters. I got to rise above the hate. I got to make sure. Sorry, I was messing with my camera a bit. Got to rise above the hate. They're giving Jackson State a 3% chance to win this game. Now, ESPN and other prediction pundits have been wrong a lot. Remember, they had FAMU beating Jackson State. That didn't happen. They had Tennessee State beating Jackson State because they was going off the spring. They weren't going off what Jackson State is right now. Big Spell once said this will be a huge game for ULM because they don't want to be embarrassed by FCS school team. I'm trying to tell them they will be playing hard in this game, man. They will not treat Jackson State like an FCS team. Their coach has been drilling in their heads the whole time. This is an FBS team. The whole time. In press conferences, everything. So they would not take Jackson State lightly at all. Now, this could be a game where special teams will be very important. As you know, in the Sun Belt, everybody knows this if you watch football, and especially in the Sun Belt, they have good kickers. Coach Walker pointed it out. Shout out to Coach Walker and subscribe to his channel. Coach Walker pointed out how the Sun Belt kickers, man, they be hitting 40-yarders, 50-yarders, and you don't. If you're Jackson State, you don't want this to be a field goal game. Your goal for JSU is to hit touchdowns. You got to get touchdowns because the Jackson State kickers are garbage can juice. The JSU kickers be missing 20-plus yarders right in the middle. It's a mess. Don't want this to be a field goal game. Big Spell 1 says, I know Dion wants to win this game so bad. He does. Coach Prime, he wants to level the playing field. You know what's really sad about this game? I bet you folks like Jay Walker and other people who have been slick dissing Jackson State, sly hating on them, they won't even give them credit. They'll say, oh, ULM, if Jackson State wins this game, they will say, ULM is not a good FBS team, yada, yada, yada. But if ULM was playing any other FCS team, they'll win. They'll win easily. I've seen average FBS teams beat up on FCS teams, especially in the SWAC. Troy, who's an average Sun Belt team, beat Southern University. What was the score? 55-3. And they're not even a juggernaut in the Sun Belt. They don't have a good defense like that. Troy is known for having an air raid offense and having receivers, but they're never known for defense. Southern University couldn't even get a touchdown on them boys. So it's real out here, man. But Coach Prime has also brought motivation to his team. He's telling his team, the odds makers are saying we cannot win this game. They don't believe us winning this game. He's telling this team that. Now, here's what I'm hoping for. I surely hope that ULM has the courage to throw on Dejon Nugget Warren's side. Because if he throws on Nugget's side, there could be a pick six coming. See, a lot of these teams, especially in the SWAC, they're afraid to throw at him. Not even Alabama A&M last spring threw at Dejon Nugget's side the whole game. So I hope they test him. And shout out to his father, Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, a good brother that knows football. A solid brother. Shout out to you and how you're raising your son, man. Shout out to all the fathers who are there for their kids, who are giving them a way to exceed at life. That's what it's all about. This is what I want to see. I want to see ULM just text the corners all game. Because the Jackson State corners, they've done a great job in coverage, but one thing they don't have enough interceptions. I want JSU to have some interceptions in this game. I want them to take it to the house. I want them to really show their dominance. We got 20-plus people in the chat. Make sure to hit the like button so we can go on. TV said if Nebraska had a kicker, they could have won today. Yeah, they could have. Athletic won. Shout out to Athletic One, man. Day one, a real one. He said, shout out to Big Dog. My homeboy's son is starting DB for Jackson State. True freshman. Is it Cameron Selman or the other one? But yeah, but shout out to him, man. And one thing about Coach Prime will play freshman. He'll play freshman. It doesn't matter. Herman Smith. Oh, the brother from San Diego. He's really good. He was an athlete out of high school. I seen his tape, man. He played running back, receiver, DB. He played it all. And he has a ton of potential with the tutelage of Coach Prime. Herman Smith has a chance. Y'all may not see it now because there's so many upperclassmen DBs. But he's really going to turn heads when he's like the man. Shout out to Herman Smith, man. I see him, man. Yeah, I like his game, man. They got so many DBs at Jackson State. So many DBs, they're rotating them. But I was watching a ton of film. Yeah, if you're JSU, man, you should be happy, man. Don't let these shines tell you to not celebrate your team winning. Because when JSU was losing, they were making fun of your team. They were saying that your team was overrated. They were saying that your team was trash. Y'all remember that, JSU fans? Now all of a sudden you have a talented team. They don't even want you to be happy about that. But if it was Southern, Prairie A&M, FAMU, Bethune, Alabama A&M, and other SWAC teams, it would have been a different story. But they don't want you guys to celebrate. They don't want you guys to be happy, but you should. Big Spell 1 says ULM probably thinks their receivers can beat Nugget consistently. Hey, if ULM thinks that, I want them to throw at Nugget because I know what's going to happen. See, he got good ball skills. American-made brother says, we've always been hated. Yeah, Jackson State has always been hated. When I was a kid going to Prairie A&M games, I was very little, man. I remember when I was in the 90s, when I was a little kid, late 90s. Prairie View was playing Jackson State, man. The fans would be crunk for that. And I didn't even know at the time because I really didn't pay attention to football because I was a little kid, how deep those rivalries are. And for those who know, my father went to Prairie A&M in the late 80s. So that's why I have a connection with the SWAC. But yeah, man, they were booing like crazy, man. I knew then. I said, dang. But yeah, Jackson State's been hating on for a long time, even before Coach Prime got there. So their fans at JSU understands this. But if JSU wins this game, I don't care what the shines say or the detractors or the haters say. I'm giving the flowers to JSU. I'm giving the flowers to the fans for supporting them because their attendance are top-notch in the FCS. ESPN won't talk about it, but here at New Media Nation United, we're going to talk about it. Shout out to the JSU fans who pack out stadiums. They were in Memphis. They were packed out. I got a couple homies that went to that Tennessee State, Jackson State game. They said they were all over the place. Shout out to the OGs that went to Jackson State, the great Walter Payton, Robert Brazile, Eddie Payton, Walter Payton's brother. Many more, man. Jackson State produced so many talented NFL players. It's crazy. And every other team in the SWAC has as well. Grambling State. Shout out to Grambling, man. I've always pointed out the SWAC is great when Grambling is great. So I want Grambling to have a winning season this year. See, I want multiple teams in the SWAC to have winning seasons so we can have multiple teams in them playoffs. So we got 50 people in the chat. Make sure to hit the like button. Show some love, man. Carlos Hunt says the game going to be on YouTube Live tonight on YouTube. I was going to stream it, but I'm with my family right now. I wish I could do it, but I got family out here. But what I'm going to do after this stream, after the game, because I'll tune in back and forth on my phone because I'm spending time with family, I will give my game thoughts later on, whoever wins this game. And we're going to chop it up tonight. Between the Game Sports says staying out of third and longs will be key. Jackson State does a great job during the drag routes, though, letting their playmakers get quick off making plays. Facts. Between the Game Sports says I'm trying to stream if permits. Things are busy. Yeah, YouTube is tripping, man. Yeah, they tripping with that, bro. Hey, they flagging like crazy. Luckily, I've studied the tricks and trades of it, man, because I like doing the commentary during the games, because everybody ain't trying to listen to Jay Walker, man. Jay Walker, no offense to the brother, but he's not unbiased at all. He's very biased to his favorites, and then he hates on the Blue Bloods as a SWAC, and I don't appreciate that because it's not authentic. That's just what I think. Athletic One says SWAC used to be the breeding ground for NFL. Facts. Yeah, man. There was a time back especially in the 70s and 60s, where if you won a baller, you went to scout HBCU. You didn't have to go to these Ohio States, Alabama. That's why you didn't see a Alabama schedule of Grambling during the times, because Grambling would beat them. When Alabama in the early 70s scheduled a heavily black team, USC, and there's a documentary about that, USC destroyed that team. And then the fans of Alabama was like, man, we need those black players. That's what happened. So it changed the game. Between the Game Sports says, yeah, they are. ESPN seems to find a way to have technical difficulties when the game. Facts, bro. You ain't lying about that. You are not lying about that. But I'm about to roll out, man. Y'all stay blessed, man. Y'all stay have a good day. And peace and blessings to everybody, no doubt.